From distant lands we gather, hearts of fire all along. Open because we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight. Warriors of the ancient sea, songs of glory dark and bold. In the night, our spirits free, legends born, tales unfold. Open because we follow through the storm and through the fight. For Valhalla we will borrow strength and might under moonlight.
Hey, yo, folks. I got back from work about half an hour ago, so if you didn't get any notification, well, if you didn't, you're probably not here. It's because I just put this up there. And yes, I know that the Karen Reed case, they had a new hearing today, and oops. I even forgot this. And there's a ton of channels already covering that. So I'm just going to go to George Boyd. I haven't seen her in a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. So she seems to be one of the good ones. And so what? If you are fed up with the Karen Reed case, then yeah, this is a soother, or I don't know, because I have no idea what's going to happen, because this is happening. I think I am maybe 45 minutes behind. So I haven't seen any of it. Perhaps neither have you, but here she is. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's have this one, and I'll put this one up here. There. Ta-da!
Court is calling 2025 CR 003370W, State versus Emmanuel Chavaria. Can I have parties announced for the record? State? Defense? And are you Mr. Chavaria? Counsel, have you received all discovery? And did you review it with your client? Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Chavaria, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment? I'm sorry. Did you review the document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict? Did you understand your attorney also has certain rights? He has a right for the passage of 2 days from the presentation of the information, the right for 10 days to prepare for trial. Did you understand? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review the information with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information? State, are you proceeding on the information as presented? Did you review the stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand by information you're charged with possession?
Yeah, it seems like the microphone on the defense side up there isn't on at the moment, but we can guess what he's saying. We can guess. Hello, Erin. Hello, honey. Hello, Gwendolyn. Hello, Denise. And hello, you folks over at X. Hello. We are watching Judge Stephanie Boyd.
Of controlled substance, penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses? Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him? Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense? Mr. Chavaria, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. It will run concurrent with 2024 PF 26140, 2025 CC 002763. They'll take in consideration 2024 PF 26139, 2025 PF 04868, 2025 CC 002764. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense? State? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there been any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, community service restitution, no contact with Donnie, Donny, Medina Flores, Dario, Dareo, Ariano, Arellano, Nevin, Nevan, Valdez, and there's to be no possession of weapons. Did you understand that? Those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations. Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence? Did you review the waivers? Oh, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in, the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding you guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing? Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client? All right. How old are you? Are you in school? Right. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? Okay. And is that what you want to do? Okay. All right. I just always want to make sure that people have a plan. Okay. Do you have any children? And what is their age? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. All right. Is Child Protective Services involved at all? All right. This is what the court is going to do. $2,000 fine that'll be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 2024 PF 26140, 2025 CC 002763. Taking consideration 2024 PF 26139, 2025 PF 04868, 2025 CC 002764. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. $100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete parenting classes, 50 hours will be deemed satisfied. The other 50 hours will be waived if you obtain a trade school certification. We're on the record or some sort of higher level education. We're on the record. Okay. So parenting, 50 hours trade school or higher level education, field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? All right, so. All right. All right.
That was a bit too lengthy answer to be, I would be clean.
All right. So there's to be no contact with Danny Medina Flores, Dario Ariana, Nevin Valdez, and you're not allowed to possess any weapons. You understand? Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand? All right, we can go off the record. You have a young child. You can't have people around your young child who are not doing things the right way. All right? All right, good luck to you. You're welcome.
Yeah, young guy. He played out. He got leniency with Judge Boyd. And what I've seen with Judge Boyd is that she gives people chances. And we have witnessed people coming in there and they have they have done everything they were told to and got a new beginning. And she gets so happy for them. And then again, we also see people who has been there for the 3rd or 4th time. And when her patience is no longer there. And she's consistent with this. And that is what I like about her. If more than anything, she is very, very consistent. So skip to the next case. Oh.
That back to me, please. The dismissal. You have that for County Court 12? All right, can you have Joseph Statesman bring that back? Because she doesn't want anyone signing her dismissals. Do you have it? Oh, if you could redo that one. Thank you. You're welcome. Isaiah Story. All right, you're Isaiah Nathaniel Story. Okay.
Don't be talking, Matt. Are you outside? Okay, go ahead. Okay. You come into our-
All right, on this case, where are we on discovery? All right,
Wish I could hear them better.
okay. And
Hopefully it
is
will solve
CPS involved
itself.
in this? And do you have that in your custody or no? All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a 45-day reset, please? All right, we'll come back on May 5th. Yes, yes. Oh, that is for the court reporter. You see, she has on headphones. So all of these tiny microphones are for her. All right. All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Okay. All right, once you sign the reset form, you can be excused. And make sure you're on time next time. Who is here on Carrie Lampkin? Carrie Lampkin? Yes. All right, so where are we on discovery?
We reviewed the file and all the discovery in the file. That's consistent with what is on their pick. We still have not been able to download it through that system. Last time we were here, we talked about possibly getting flash drive on hard drive format. We have not done that part of it yet. I'm talking about the client. He is going to bring a hard drive, so we're still not able to get it through the discovery process. We'll have a hard drive in our hands.
Oh, we're gonna bring a hard drive because it's not gonna be available.
But he's gonna do it anyway.
All right, yes. So bring a hard drive. And this will be the last date for you all to have discovery. Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset for discovery.
As
All
long
right,
as
April
you're
14th.
polite, you will get
Thank you.
extended
Once
time.
you sign the reset form, you're excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. You're welcome.
I would guess that he didn't last time. Yeah, she encourages people to dress appropriately, do the right thing, and all of that stuff. So that was, they got another 30 days.
Good morning.
My understanding he did not show support. I
No.
reached out to him this morning, he did not respond.
All right. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for Mr. Robles? Court is calling 2024 CR 010898, State versus 1, Jesus Robles. Can I have parties announced? Defense.
Ah, the handbags. Yeah, her
All
handbag
right,
is
this hearing was
always
scheduled at 9
on
a.m.
that desk
It
behind
is
her.
now 1:48 p.m. Your client did not answer docket call this morning. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement? All right, counsel, have you had any contact with your client?
2 weeks ago, we communicated about today's date, and indicated that it would be.
All right, state. That will be granted and your client will be remanded without bond. All right, thank you. Oh, he is? All right, thank you. If we could go back on the record, the court will grant a judge's warrant in cause number 2024 CR 010898 and
Uh-oh.
remand the defendant without bond.
Uh-oh. Yeah. You should show up for court. I don't even have to say that's legal advice because I don't give legal advice. But if you're called to court, don't think it will go away if you ignore it. It will get worse.
Yes. And it was only one, correct?
Yes, these channels do not
Okay.
give
All
legal,
right, thank
medical,
you.
or handbag advice. All opinions from the host, guests, and chat are for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Gigi, my first and best moderator. Hi, Justin. Good to see you. Good to see you. Slushy, Ohio. What? No handbag advice? I object. I really can't give advice on handbags. If you have that size of handbag, please, please, please do not have bricks in them. Your brick collection in them, and then ask me to hold it for just a second, and then you're off for half an hour. I don't mind being the handbag holder. I can hide it behind my back. But if you have your entire brick collection or collection of rocks or please don't. I mean, now I can't say much because my pockets are filled to the brim
Thank
with
you.
stuff I might need. But I won't ask anybody to hold it.
Who's here on Albert Villarreal?
I once wondered if I could have
Right, you
some
ready to
mouse
proceed?
traps in my pockets in case I would.
Court is calling 2022 CR 4504, State of Texas versus Albert Villarreal. Can I have?
Now, this was when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and of course, my brain wasn't fully developed by then, so I actually tried it out. It was a really bad idea. Did I get pickpocketed? No. Did my fingers hurt because I forgot about the mouse traps and kept sticking my hands into my pockets? Yes.
Parties announced for the record for the state? And are you Mr. Villarreal? All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Albert Villarreal who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 4504 for the offense of assault family second offense on July 11, 2022 for a period of 5 years? Is that you? State?
I will not say that I was a clever teenager.
Bear County, Texas, the defendant, Albert Martes Villarreal, through the offense of assault, violation condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Number one,
All right. And the new number 1 violation, where is that? I mean, is that a misdemeanor or felony? Okay. Okay.
zero, 5, 4, 1, 5.
All right. So what are y'all planning on doing with that case? All right. So are y'all going to enter a plea on that?
You can do it today.
All right. If y'all want to do it today, because that's the only way I'll be able to run something concurrently. All right. All right. Thank you. Mhm. All right. Who is here on Constance Sinwell? Oh, come down.
Okay, I'm way ahead. Well, not here, but I already got the. So once I'm done here, you will be redirected to Defense Diaries podcast because they have Stacy Eldridge, the digital forensics expert from Richard Allen's defense team, and Andrea Burkhart on today's episode. It starts, I believe, 6 p.m. So I will go for roughly 2 more hours. If I can, I will go all the way up to it's time for them to start talking, and then I will redirect you over to that one.
Hello. How's it going? Long time no see. I mean, how is, I know you, is it deep sea diving? There's something you do. Kickboxing or something? Yes. How's that going? Yeah. But at least your bones and everything says this. All right. So on this case, last time you were not here because you were in a jury trial. How did that go? Oh. Yeah. Well, what happened back to back? Ah, okay.
Now I wish
Mhm.
that they had better
Okay, so
microphones.
on this case, where are we on discovery?
See a video, 360 video,
Mhm.
which is that notice that they have now, and also some of the cell phone dumps that we're waiting on. Those are available. I need to give them minutes.
Mhm.
That's, I think, all the discovery issues that are outstanding, so that should be resolved this week. I do want to bring court's attention to the fact that I need to find psychiatrists for, I may give a notice.
Okay,
So if I do that, I'll follow.
sure. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall this for 45 days. And everyone should probably have discovery by that time, and you can make a decision on what mental health motions you want to file. All right, I need a 45-day reset. All right, May 5th. You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. That was kicked down the hall for another 30 days. And she's off camera. So let's.
Deep Reyes. All right, come down. Hello, good afternoon. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Could be better, I guess.
Right.
Oh, that is a good thing. All right, on this case, do you have all discovery counsel?
Yes, thank you.
State, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes.
Sir, how old are you?
Pardon me, putting my name.
Oh, well, happy early birth month.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Uh, oh, so do you need a time to think about it? Because what I can tell you is once I set this for trial, it's set for trial, and the court will not consider or accept any plea bargaining agreements with a good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. No, 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 no. Here's the thing. I do not want to know what your plea bargaining agreements are. I'm not allowed to know about that. The only thing that I'm telling you, if you want time to think about it, you can. If you don't want any more time to think about it, if you want a jury trial, I'm going to set you for jury trial. I'm sorry. What would end up happening is at a jury trial, 12 jurors would sit and they would listen to the evidence. And if they find you not guilty, they find you not guilty. If they find you guilty, then what comes up is the punishment phase. And the punishment phase is where they decide what's the appropriate punishment. You can either go to the jury for punishment or you can come to the court for punishment. It's up to you. You can either have a jury trial or a bench trial. If you have a bench trial, that would mean that I would hear the evidence and make a decision. But the state is entitled to a jury trial and you are entitled to a jury trial. So the only way to have a bench trial with the court is if the state agrees that they will waive jury as well. So those are your options. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call you back. I'll call you back April 3rd. That will be your final plea deadline date. And after that, if you want a jury trial or if you want a bench trial, you'll need to be prepared to let your attorney know whether you want a bench or jury trial. If you decide not to work things out. If you want a bench trial, let your attorney know. Your attorney can talk to the state and see if the state will agree to a bench trial. If you want a jury trial, just let your attorney know and we'll give you a jury trial setting. All right. Okay. All right. So April 3rd will be your plea deadline date. Do you understand? Is there any other questions you have? Oh, so here's the thing. ICE is federal. So a judge will hear about your ICE case, not me. I don't have anything to do with your ICE case. What I can tell you though is that if you're found guilty, ICE will do what they would do. If you're found not guilty, you'll still have the ICE hold unless the hold is lifted. But I don't have any control over that. This attorney, I don't believe you're his immigration attorney.
No.
So that attorney is not your immigration attorney, so he's not going to be involved with that.
No, we didn't. But what I can do, what I should do is, I'll check here. I will go ahead and give you the formal discussion. The DIA answer.
Okay.
The answer is perfect.
Okay.
And I will test that.
All right. All right. So we'll see you back on April 3rd. And at that time, you need to let the court know what your plans are. All right. Thank you. Deputy Laura, he can go back.
Yeah, I don't think he will run anywhere. Just a thought. Just a thought. We need to send a cluster F mug to Brennan. Oh, that would be very, very funny. But I don't want to be charged with intimidating anyone. Everybody should have a you can't unf a cluster F mug or a shirt. Here is the link to my merch. Now, my merch is one of these print as you order it. So I make 50 cents to $1 on each item. So I don't make much on it. But I mean, it's I rather see I rather have it out there than make a ton of money on it. Yeah, I'm really, really bad at the grifting thing. I'm really, really bad at it. But if you are so inclined, you can buy me a coffee. That link is in the chat, or my mods will post my PayPal link once in a while, or you can send a super chat or gifting membership, or but only if you actually can. If you have to think about it, then don't.
Joshua Enzadua. All right, on this case, there's only a plea on one case. Is that correct?
I don't remember what we did, Judge.
Okay.
I think so. I think they either PXE the other ones.
Is there a plea on two cases in this?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I still wish that the table had better. Usually it's bad, but you can still hear what they say. But this is very bad.
Just let me get the papers in order.
The audio.
All right,
from
the court is calling 2024 CR 3794 and 2024 CR 006799, State versus Joshua Enzadua. Could I have parties announce? And are you Joshua Enzadua? All right, you entered a plea in each of these cause numbers. According to your plea bargain agreement in each case, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. The state is opposed to your applications. These cases will run concurrently. The state will take in consideration 2024 CR 006796, 2024 CR 006798, 2024 CR 007768. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State? Defense?
Yes, sir.
Any objections to the PSI report? State? Defense?
One minor correction we saw in there, Judge, on the portion we saw about criminal history. I think it indicated that he had a juvenile record. He does not have a juvenile
Oh,
record. I think somebody just marked yes when they meant to mark no, but I didn't see anything else, glaring, that I saw that was problematic or objectionable.
all right. And then there was also a Tacoma screening completed and a TAP evaluation. Any objections to those documents? Defense?
No, you're
State? All right. Are there any witnesses?
one, and then Mr. Anzaldua will testify as well.
All right. State, do you have any witnesses? All right. Defense, you may call your first witness. Hello. Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you doing this morning? Well, this afternoon. Yeah, yes, I am. Could you raise your right, are you going to swear in? Yeah. All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record. All right, thank you. Defense, you may proceed.
Hello, Maria, how are you? Just introduce yourself. You are Joshua's mother, is that correct?
Yes,
They say you've known his whole life.
yes, I do.
So ma'am, where is Joshua living now?
He resides with me, 279 years.
And how long has he been living with you?
He's been out in November. He just came back home.
So about 4 or 5 months.
4 months, 5 months, 4 or 5 months.
How are things going at home with Joshua?
Good,
Does he help around the house?
yes,
Ma'am, you understand what we're here for today, is that correct? And some serious offenses, some serious crimes that we're asking for probation.
Yeah.
Is it your desire to that Joshua gets probation?
yes, it is.
Do you think Joshua is somebody that needs help?
And no, sometimes I guess. But he's good.
Has he been pretty good with you?
Yeah, he's good for me.
If you know, is Joshua working or up till recently, was he working?
He was working with, you're still with the guard.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. He didn't find me all the
Okay. Since he's been living with you, I know he's in jail, awaiting trial in these cases and everything. Have you had any problems with him at your house?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll pass witness.
Any questions?
Ma'am, he's living with you currently?
Yes, currently.
He's living here in the past?
No.
So back in 2000.
Before he went to prison, yes.
So that's what, he did go to prison for possession of drugs. Is that right?
Yeah.
So he went to prison. Yeah. And actually, he was on probation for drugs from straight for the internet. And he was revoked off his probation.
I do not. Somebody was living in the way.
Legal meeting, but.
Yes, no, I know nothing about all that.
And I guess it's fair to say that we don't want to see any bad houses.
No.
Oh, I just have a few questions. Hi. I just have a few questions because I'm always interested in trying to perhaps figure out why people do what they do. That way it can help me with some determination sometime. So where do you think he went wrong in his life? Why is he doing these things?
I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
And I would. That in my house. And growing up, his dad was so spoiled. Then he came back to me and I'm the one that spoiled it. And it's just been hard because I always try to be better than his dad. And because of the abuse and everything that I went through with his dad.
Okay.
I felt guilty about it.
All right. And how old is your son now?
His son is good.
No, how old is he? All right. All right. So this is what I want to tell you. I do appreciate your testimony. And just know that your testimony was well received. So whatever decision I make in this case, I don't want you to feel guilty about it, that maybe you should have said something else, or maybe you could have done something else. Because at some point in time, children are adults, right? So yeah.
You know, I do.
Mhm.
You know, I'm expecting positive. I'm not
Okay.
expecting negative
Okay.
from all of this, and I want him to be better.
Okay.
From us.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
down. All right. Okay. You have another witness?
Yes, Your Honor. We would call Joshua Hansel with the case.
Well, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record. All right, defense?
Josh, we just heard a little bit from your mom about you. You know what we're here on today, correct? There's some pretty serious offenses in front of this court, some felonies, and you're facing up to a decade's term. You understand that? Okay. Let's start in the past. We're not trying to hide anything. You went to prison in the past. Is that correct? What'd you go to prison for? Sorry, and anything else? Or? Okay, and just to clarify, were you revoked from the drug probation at the same time your sentence to prison?
Okay, it seems as sound doesn't get better in this stream, so I will, after we hear this case, I will go for another one with better sound, because we can't just sit here and guess what's going on.
Burglary? Okay. How long did you go to prison for? 2 years? Did you do the full term? Okay. When did you get out of prison? 22. So Joshua, since you got out of prison, have you used drugs or narcotics of any type? What were your drugs of choice, sir? Amphetamines? When was the last time you used methamphetamines? Well, let me phrase it this way. When did you most recently get out of Fairfax jail? Last year, 2024? In that time, from December 2024 to today, we're almost at the end of March. Have you used drugs? Your drug test today, would you be positive or negative? Sorry, no pun intended, but you're positive, you would be negative? Okay. Joshua, I want you to tell the court, why do you think you're deserving of probation in this case? Are you working right now? When's the last time you were working? Okay. And you got locked up. How long were you locked up? Roughly, if you remember. 9 months. Okay. So my apologies. So you're locked up for a significant amount of time. If you are fortunate enough to get probation, Joshua, you understand that this judge could, this court could order you to inpatient rehabilitation. Would you be accepting it if that was one of the options that Judge Floyd played? And so you're willing to accept treatment? Joshua, is there anything else you want to tell the court or myself or anyone before I hand you over to the question about the DA's office? All right, now we'll pass this witness.
State?
You said you have any drugs and treatment alcohol. Also, you put off that for assault on a police officer. You're not really taking responsibility for it, or you're saying the cops are attacking you. That's what it says in PSI. That the investigator would. That question, let me ask you this. For this assault on a police officer. So you say in your pre-sentence investigation that they questioned you about your sentence. You say the police like attacked me. I was trying to get off the bus. I am a victim. That's what you said. Is that what you believe?
All right. I'll have a few questions if there are no objections.
No, Jason, so the picture off.
All right. So did you have a chance to read page 6 of the PSI report? Did you have a chance to read page 6 of the PSI report? All right.
We went over the PSI.
Okay.
Maybe we can see what case.
Oh, just 1 second.
I'm sorry, Judge.
I think I may have it. Oh, I have an extra copy. welcome.
Your Honor, I did go over this with them. This is, I believe, a statement by the Metropolitan Police Officer.
Okay. Have you had a chance to, could you read that to yourself? So you've read that. How do you feel about that? But I mean, when you read that, do you hear what he's, I mean, are you internalizing what he's saying? Yeah, he just sounds as though he's given up. He's like, I have been doing this for 30 years. My job here is done. He's not going back. Do you think he would feel that way if this had not happened to him? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about his injuries? What injuries did he have? All right, you say they were trying to arrest you. How were they trying to arrest you? And so when you were trying to step off the bus and you're saying that they didn't tell you what you were arrested for, what did you do? All right, so what did you do? And how did you do that? Not, I guess, I mean, you were there, I wasn't there, your attorney wasn't there, the state wasn't there. So how did you try to do that? So you're saying his injuries because he stumbled and that had nothing to do with you. And if it didn't have anything to do with you, let me know. I am not holding it against you. I just am trying to figure out what your thoughts were on that day. Well, you're saying he stumbled. How did he stumble? Okay. All right. Any other questions, defense?
Expound on this, guys. On the bus, there was two officers, correct? Okay. If you remember, Josh, did y'all all end up on the ground at some point? Were you inside the bus or outside the bus? It was outside the bus, so it's like on the sidewalk of the pavement or something? Okay. Did they try to arrest you on the bus or off the bus? On the bus, and then they outside the bus. How long did all this happen from the point where they tried to arrest you to the point where you were tased? If you had to guess. 30 seconds. Okay. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any follow-up, state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Any other witnesses?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor, just argument.
All right. The court will hear argument. All right, defense.
Now, the defense is asking for probation, either deferred or even straight probation, for the conviction in this matter. Even if that involves inpatient treatment, status or safety up front, we're not opposed to it, Your Honor. Mr. Enzalgua has a history, and it's unfortunate, that we're here today again. I know you don't like to hear the word that mistakes were made and everything else. These were very unfortunate choices. Your Honor, I believe he is taking responsibility for what has happened. And the judge, the court has the discretion, the sole discretion as far as what needs to happen here. He's facing up to the decade in prison. It's a very long time. Person to follow. But I would suggest that he would be better served, the community would be better served if he was placed on probation with treatment. TEC is a place to go. There are certain cases that are warranted for it. However, in this particular case, Judge, I think it's clear there's a drug issue, drinking issue, everything else. In a short time he's been out, he's done okay. I think he will be successful on probation if he's granted. For those reasons, Your Honor, we're asking place him on probation. If the court sees fit to order him with inpatient treatment, but Your Honor, we're begging, pleading not to send him to prison.
Do you think you need inpatient treatment? Well, no, I mean, when you were talking before, you had requested outpatient treatment.
Never had it before, so what?
All right. I don't think that probation is appropriate in this case, so I'm not going to grant probation. I'm going to find you guilty in each cause number. I'll hear any argument to time.
Yes, Your Honor. I know the state's asking.
Yeah, he's been in prison before, and now he's back in front of the court. And yeah, you only get that many chances with Judge Boyd. Sooner or later, she's going to say, yeah, apparently the last probation weren't successful, so off you fuck. Well, she won't say that. But essentially, she will say it in the nicest possible way. Hey, Dave, thank you. Thank you. I asked Dave to join me, and he sent $20 instead. I should ask more people to join. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is very, very nice of you.
For 10 years for the judge. We have a wide range, anywhere from 2 years all the way up
Yeah,
to 10
4.
years.
As
Your
in
Honor,
knife
we
and
would
fork.
ask on the lower end, and no more than 5 years. Again, I think if Enzalgua is somebody that suffers with demons, he would benefit from treatment. We understand where the court's coming from by not granting probation, but Judge, we're open, begging that the court sees fit that that's something less than 10 years. We would suggest a sentence of 5 years or less.
And state.
In order for that grief to work, Dave, I need an audience of very, very wealthy introverts. I would invite them all, and they're just, nope, here's $20.
All right. So I'm looking at your previous history, which is a part of the PSI. You have a previous resisting arrest, search, or transportation. On that case, you were given deferred adjudication. You were revoked. Then you have a driving while intoxicated. You were given jail time. You have an evading arrest, detention, jail time. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in prison in each cause number. They will run concurrently.
Oh,
Take in consideration 2024 CR 006796, 2024 CR 006798, 2024 CR 007768. I'm going to order no contact with the complainants in restitution in each cause number with the complainant. Did you review trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any
Oh.
weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do y'all need help?
Yeah. I feel for the guy. I really do. But he screwed up and he keeps screwing up. And this is with Judge Boyd. She will give you chances. She will give you more than one chance. But at a certain point, she's out of chances to give. And this will happen. So yeah, even though I feel for the guy, you had the chance. After the latest stint, all you had to do was follow the program. Keep sober. Don't drink and drive. Don't do crimes. Because sooner or later, a judge will do as Judge Boyd does here. And she will, okay, you simply don't learn from probation or jail time. You don't follow instructions. This is the end. This is the result. And again, I feel for the guy. It's not fun being sent off for 8 years, even with what was it? Whatever it was, DUI and resisting arrest and everything. But when you do that over and over again over a number of years, you're going to prison.
Thank you, counsel.
I feel more for the mother who went up there and testified on his behalf. I really do. I really, really do.
Yes.
Okay. Sound has been really horrible on this end here. So I will switch to this one. Because we can't just sit and guess what's going on. We really can't. And I'm going to put myself in this corner because this seems to be a multi-screen thingy. And there. All right. This was from yesterday.
In the middle of, were you here in the middle of trial, that night? Oh my God, yes,
I don't try to.
Oh.
Sometimes
Say they're not here though.
you're successful, you're like.
Not yet.
All right, Deputy Laura, is Mr. Myers' client on his,
I'm sorry, who?
Robert Myers' client is here on his way out?
Yeah, I think he went to go get him because he needs to get a leg brace.
All right,
So he needs to leave by 12, Judge.
okay, all right, we will make that happen.
Same thing for,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, and are the parties ready on your restitution hearing?
The witness.
All right, and what is the case name? Could I see the file on Abel Favela?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, the person who is on Zoom, I need you to unmute, and I also need you to show your video. All right, and sir, what's your name?
Adrian Rodriguez.
Oh,
All right, and your client.
You said he could appear on Zoom, Judge.
It's not on,
Let me.
just
No,
one.
So, I think we spoke. about
No,
that.
is this Abel Favela?
This is, I believe, their.
That's
complaint right now.
Yes, so your client is not on Zoom yet. Do you want to call them?
Sure, I don't mind giving them a call. Do you guys have maybe
Just give us a moment, sir.
Yes, sir.
to the jail?
Do you know if he's at drug court now?
I communicated, Judge, that we're gonna be having the hearing at 9, so they said that they were gonna meet with him on Thursday. That there was no interference, because I think they were planning on doing today in the morning, but they I notified them this hearing.
Okay.
This matter's been on the docket, so the court's wouldn't resolve it. And they say that's not an issue, that they'll meet with him on Thursday.
yeah, this will be interesting. As Dave says, it's a restitution hearing. Those really aren't common. We rarely hear those. It says that most people just stipulate to restitution. So this will be interesting.
Six two two six. Okay. Yeah, let me try to do the call on him.
She's in charge. I need to like file. Good morning. Is this Oro Cortinas? This is Pilar from the 187. By any chance do you have, what's your name?
Able Favela.
Able Favela. Favela? Oh.
He's back on his bike. On his bike, we'll go,
Yes, I understand.
Sure, we're
that.
here.
Procedure,
We're here.
procedure. Discuss.
that was fun, I'll get you, the rest of 2 weeks.
What's up? You may have to do it. Now the SIN number?
Yes. Zero 78.
078? 78.
So it's so unexpected. Trying to get some more.
Okay. All right, sir, I'm going to put you in the waiting room until we're ready for you.
Thank you. He'll be logging in shortly. He is in a lockdown unit.
All right,
So
thank you.
It's getting done, Judge.
Yeah, that's
What a waste of money that was. 21 million. Now they've got 8 lawyers, all that staff. Takes them forever to sign it out. Where did he go?
Hello, John.
Aloha. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. The first song for today.
I don't know. It just hasn't hit me yet.
This morning I was singing just fine.
Yeah. Well, you know what I was thinking about, Jasmine, I think her name is Jasmine Sullivan.
Uh-huh.
Check your feelings. But I'm like, yeah, that's very harsh.
Okay, well, I guess I better stay here and talk this one.
Oh, here. Second chair, okay? Second on top, second on top. Oh, second one. Can you make sure chunguitos, they have what, plastic?
Okay, skip ahead, skip ahead.
That's office.
Anyway.
Now,
Sure.
Judge, may we approach?
Hey,
Yes.
Derek, good to see you.
I just learned from SAPD Sergeant Corey Pena
Mhm.
that Officer Ramos has experienced in medical services. He is being evaluated by doctors and.
Do we know what? Not to be doubtful, but to be doubtful in light of what he told you all yesterday. Do we know what the medical incident was? I mean, if he was turning, did he pull a hammy?
According to Pena, Ramos was going through some sort of physical evaluation and began to experience an elevated heart.
All right, so here's the court's question. Like, I understand medical emergency, but if his intent was never to be here at all, which it appears that it was not, because you told the court, and I told the defense, so that
This
it,
morning as well.
yes, that he was not planning on being here because he had something that he was going to be at from 6 a.m. He asked the court, or you told the court, he can be here at 2 p.m. And I said, everyone should inform the court beforehand because the jury was going to be here at 9:30. So if he experienced a medical episode because he was at an event and he had no intention to appear in the court at all, then if you're asking for a continuance based upon that and he wasn't intending to be here anyway, I'm not going to grant it.
That is beyond the scope of my knowledge, Judge, and I don't think I would be able to know it without speaking with Ramos personally.
All right, well, it appears maybe that he was at another event because you informed the court that he had an event that he had to go to at 6 a.m. And now I'm being told that he had some sort of emergency in the morning at this event. It tells me that he was not planning on being here at 9 a.m. for this trial. And if anyone thinks that I'm wrong in my interpretation, please do not hesitate to tell me.
No, Judge, I think it's a reasonable interpretation. I'll confer with Sergeant Kenya further and try to gain more information.
All right, thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, can I run, reset some other cases and I'll come back up?
Oh, no, we're going to take care of this because the jury is here at
Okay.
9:30. So
All right.
we're going to take care of this before 9:30, as soon as your client comes out.
Okay, that was interesting. Yeah, if you don't show up for one reason or another, Judge Boyd won't be happy.
And I need to send another email.
You look so Hawaiian. I know that.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, as Dave says, do you know when that client calls you and then you spend hours with them and they decide not to retain you because they found someone cheaper and then they call you months later? I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It doesn't happen often in my line of law, but it does happen that screw you, I can do better myself. And we say, well, okay, go ahead. And they do. They put up because if they use me as a union negotiator or a union jurist, the union will pay. If they choose to not go that route because they don't think, well, if they think they will do a better job themselves, they have to, even if when they represent themselves in negotiations and everything, yeah, all of a sudden they have to take the days off. They have to, well, not until it reaches court, but every negotiation, well, that's 2 days or you can't work. Who did not show? Apparently, the person who was supposed to be, because of sudden medical issues, the guy in the case we were expecting, the restitution, no show.
I'm gonna go to the suit on that.
Oh, no, not too. I'm not sure if he's already on Zoom right now.
No, they said they, didn't make the email, so. I want to go get him.
Or because he's in the water.
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
I spoke with Kenya. Kenya informs me that Ramos went to his event with the intention of breaking from that event, being here at 9, and returning to it once released by.
Intent.
All right, the court will hear motions and arguments from either side.
He had the intent. Well, I have the intent of winning the lottery this Friday. That doesn't automatically make it happen.
And we're waiting for your client to come out.
You need him now?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, your microphone's over there.
Don't walk off. Like that guy in the video.
Okay.
Ready on the Ruben Maldonado matter. The file could be- should be quick, and I'm trying to get out the way.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay, now I'm confused. We're all confused. Welcome to the show.
All right, who is here on Ruben Maldonado?
President, Your Honor,
Yes,
come up, sir.
and let me just sign in.
Yes, Judge.
And actually, I believe my song today is Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Oh,
That song is very joyful.
Oh,
All right.
no, I really love her. That's a
So
great
there
song.
was a bond forfeiture on this case that was issued because you did not appear for court. And that happened yesterday.
Oops. And that's why you are in orange jumpsuit.
That's correct, Judge. I was made aware of the facts and circumstances as to Mr. Maldonado's non-appearance. I was here in the morning, however, it's my understanding he showed up at 1:00 p.m.,
Mhm.
I believe during some portions of the jury selection.
Yes.
After,
Counsel, let's go on the record.
okay, yes, sir.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 011521 State of Texas versus Ruben Maldonado Jr. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Megan Galloway for the state.
defense?
Renee Munoz on behalf of Mr. Maldonado.
And are you Mr. Maldonado? All right. So yesterday he was scheduled to appear at 9 a.m. He was not here at 9:40. And then I do remember your client showing up sometime in the afternoon. I don't know specifically what time, but I know it was after our lunch break.
Yes, sir.
And so, I'm sorry, just one moment. This is the judge.
Oh, Your Honor.
Hello, Judge.
Yeah, oopsie. And they found him quickly. Okay, let's skip ahead a bit. Okay, it seems. Ooh, Mr. Jingles is. Oh, it's on a playful mode. And when I say playful mode, it is murder mittens out mode. Hello, Mr. Jingles. Hello. Hello. I have to be very, very careful. Because he will find my arm sooner or later here. All right, here we go.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Mr. Maldonado, if you want to raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ruben Maldonado.
All right, so is there a reason why you were late?
Father passed away.
All right. Okay, so here's the thing. When these things happen, you need to let your attorney know and you need to let the court know. Because if you would have informed the court of what was going on, then I would have known that you had a good reason for not being present, and I never would have issued a warrant for you. And I don't think the state would have asked for a warrant to be issued for you if you would have kept us informed on what was going on, okay? I'm sorry about your father's passing. Defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we reached out to the bond company. They're perfectly fine with staying on the bond.
Okay.
We're requesting that the bond be reinstated to that amount of $7,500, which she does have a good bond with the bond company, just if it could be reflected in the system. And to recall the warrant respectfully, Judge, she was in custody yesterday and he sees the error of his ways. And I went over the issue of communication, how that is key in this court and every other court dealing with a serious felony matter. And he understands that and the sure is not going to be an issue. And in reference to the case, Judge, I did review the evidence. My client wants me to review it with him. But if we could be set for a plea bargain deadline, if the court is allowing him to be released on bond, a plea bargain deadline for next setting, I think we'll be able to move through this case.
All right, state, any objections to the court recalling the warrant and reinstating the bond?
No, Judge.
All right, that will be granted. They'll probably release you from custody sometime at midnight. All right, I have no control over when they release you. You understand? All right. How much time are you asking for a plea deadline date, counsel?
Your Honor, I would say perhaps 3 to 4 weeks so I can show him the evidence and we can make a decision.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can give me a 1-month reset for plea deadline date, please.
I can do the 15th of April.
Perfect.
All right, so we'll come back on April 15th. She's going to give you the reset form. And if there is some sort of an emergency, you need to let your attorney know and let the court know, okay? All right, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, one of these cases where Judge Boyd, I'm going to give you a break. The prosecution says, okay, we do not object. But I would assume that if he gets a good deal, probation or something, and then a year from now, he does something stupid again, she is out of F's to give.
All right, Robert Maurer, your client?
Yes, he's present, Judge.
Right. Let me just put this in the system. Recall, right. And defense, Munoz, your client, Mr. Favala, he's in the waiting room.
Okay.
And state, if you could call your witness back because they left the waiting room.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. All right. That's done. If you can make sure the warrant has been called on that. And on this case, what case number were we proceeding on? Was it the 12230?
Yes, Judge.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 012230, State versus Raymond McKinney. If you can come down, sir. All right, you're Mr. McKinney?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Maurer?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. We completed jury selection yesterday. And at that time, the court informed the jurors that trial would be starting at 9:30. And I ordered that attorneys be here at 9 a.m. for any motions to suppress that were to be heard. Yesterday afternoon, the state informed me, and I let the defense attorney know, so there will be no ex parte, that their witness could not be present till 2 p.m. I informed the state that the jury had already been told to be here at 9:30. If the court would have known beforehand that their witness would not be available till 2, I would have said, all right, we'll start the testimony at 2 p.m. My understanding from state, and correct me if I'm wrong, state, the reason for your witness wanting to be here at 2 is because he had something else scheduled with his employment,
That is correct, Judge.
right? And I informed the defense of this matter, but I informed the state their witness needed to be here at 9 for the motion to suppress. We were going to start jury trial at 9:30. Since that has occurred, state what new information do you have?
That the officer, Ramiro Ramos, went to this event at 6 a.m., experienced a medical episode that was described to me by Sergeant Pena as an elevated heart rate, that he was being evaluated. I learned additional information that the evaluation is complete, that he has been cleared and does not need to be hospitalized, and that he is on his way, although he is dehydrated and will be, in Sergeant Pena's words, a little tardy.
All right, so this was scheduled at 9:30.
Judge, I'm ready to go. I'd ask the court to grant a mistrial and order the case dismissed. Since the jury wasn't sworn, I don't think the court has the authority to do an instructed verdict, but I think clearly the officer had no intention of complying with the court's order. And I'd ask the court to deny the continuance.
All right, just so the record is clear, the court, I don't think the officer was under subpoena, so the court did not order an officer to be here at a specific time, but at a specific time, the jury trial was to start, and that was to start at 9:30.
Correct.
So I want you all to take a seat. Deputy Laura, are the jurors here?
We're missing one person, Judge. We got five.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is the jurors are here. I am going to swear them in. Either your witness is going to be here or they're not going to be here. I think that would be fair to both sides.
Oh, so okay, so this interesting. They were supposed to have a trial. Jury is waiting. And the state's witness isn't there. Now, the claim is medical situation. Very, very convenient medical situation that made it impossible for him to be there. And somehow the state did not inform this officer that trial starts 9:30. You have to be here 9:30. And he scheduled himself to be somewhere else. And now, imagine this happening in Glanville's court, or Judge Bev's court, or Judge Gull's court. They would have had, then we would just wait, because it's a prosecution. Now, here's what she is doing to both defense and the state. I'm going to swear in the jury. Then trial will start. And if your witness isn't here, we will handle it then. So this is poor planning from the prosecution. And, well, even if unlucky, if everybody knows when a trial starts, then the trial, if you're not ready, you risk dismissal with prejudice.
Will the court allow me to present a motion to dismiss?
Yes,
Will the court excuse me to get it?
yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh. So
May I
this,
approach?
Yes.
so here we go.
All right. Any objections to the court signing the motion to dismiss?
No, Judge.
And what I will say for the record is, state, there's no intention that you are going to refile this case, is there?
No, Judge.
All right. So I will sign the dismissal.
So this guy, whatever he did, he walks, because
All
prosecution.
right. Then the next question, we
Fucked
have
up.
these other cases that are pending. What is happening with those cases?
The first set of cases, the June cases, I think my intention was to do a motion to suppress based upon the stop. But I think Mr. Edelman has looked at that one and we're in concurrence about the lack of reasonable suspicion.
Yes, I'm intending to dismiss that case.
All
Oh,
right, so. if I
another
can
dismissal.
Have that dismissal.
So imagine if the prosecution in Fulton County, as in Miss Love, or in Canton, Mass, or in Delphi, Indiana, had the integrity of this prosecution. I mean, I imagine that. The state knows we've screwed up. Our witness isn't here. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So they are dismissing things.
From, do you happen to have the cause number?
I can get it.
This doesn't
Oh, is it the
happen often.
2024 CR 0?
09238. That's the one you
That's
have?
what your client is saying.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Pardon me, Judge, I need to look up the proper dismissal code.
Sure.
Yeah. This is what ethical prosecutions do. Now, also, they have Judge Boyd. They know if they don't conduct
Judge,
themselves,
Off the
she
record,
will.
would it be proper for the court to let the jury know that the officer didn't show up?
Well, I'm going to talk to the jurors, and anyone who wishes to speak to the jurors may speak to the jurors.
Yeah. I mean, the prosecution, this is what ethical prosecutions do. Now, had this been a double murder, things, of course, would have been different. But in this case, seems like some kind of illegal stop. Okay, the cop didn't show because reasons. This was
Yes.
this was trial day, and our witness isn't here. So yeah, we screwed up. So we dismiss it because might as well get it over with it, which an ethical prosecution should do, and an ethical judge should grant.
All right, and then we have remaining the case ending in 200. What is happening with that case?
Then to go to trial on the judge.
All right.
Can we get a panel up?
Are you ready to proceed on trial today?
Unclear, Judge.
All right, if you'll check to see if you're ready to proceed on trial today for that, and if so, we'll have a panel called up.
Okay.
All right, but what I can tell you is, I know the state was intending to go on this case, and so we'll see if they're ready, and then they'll make whatever motion they want to make. If they're not, and I'll entertain that motion.
I guess you gonna bring the jury in first, or you want me to?
Oh, no, I just go and talk to them in the
Okay.
back.
Okay, I guess, just text me, let me know if I need to come back. I'll go reset some other stuff.
All right, Deputy Laura.
We're still missing a juror, Judge.
All right, I'll go back there and talk to them so they can enjoy the rest of their day.
I'll let the other person for sure.
You better to get the excuses, Judge. We also have the excuses.
Yeah. So
They need excuses. So I tell you what, come back. If you're back at 12, you can speak to the jurors as well. All right. And sir, if you'll have a seat in the box, we're going to see about this case.
okay.
And Megan, I'm just waiting for your client to zoom back in.
Okay, so this guy apparently, hey, most of it dismissed. I don't know if he may or may not have more cases. I don't know. First of all, thank you DSN for your $5 super sticker. It is Ninja Cat. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, I tell you what, your client was here on time. We're going to wait for your client. I shouldn't say your client, your witness. You know, every place you go now, they always say client. Even when you go to the Disney store, it's like, hi, welcome, our guest. So you want to just, do we have the, okay. Could somebody tell Robert Maurer to come back in? All right, I'm reading the motion to dismiss, and on here it says the warrant was issued and the defendant was never arrested.
Sir. They put you all in the back.
No, so I think that needs to.
Oops. Somebody handed her the wrong case.
Judge, may I approach?
Yes.
And as far as trial goes,
Mhm.
since we have not requested Officer Ramos for trial, I cannot state definitively whether he would or would not be available if we began today and have testimony tomorrow, or if we began today and had testimony.
No, it would be where we would begin today as far as jury selection and have testimony tomorrow.
Do not know whether we would have Ramos available.
All right, so if you can find out from the liaison, if it's possible. Yes. All right, we can proceed. If there's another officer here. Robert, I'm going to go speak to the jurors.
Yeah, let's see when it starts up again. Oh, there we go.
All right, we'll wait. Yes,
Judge,
yes.
here, Mr. Maris Villarreal. And we have a partial agreement subject to complainant witness approval. And we're waiting for the phone call. Can we recall it for tomorrow because she hasn't called you?
All right, who is your client?
Villarreal,
Could I see the file on Villarreal?
Maris Villarreal, Maris?
An MTR, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. And who is the attorney for Jose Macia?
Judge.
Thank you.
You.
You too. Deputy Mejia.
Yeah.
Make sure that McKinney doesn't go all the way back. We'll need him back. So once he, yes. So once he gets that done, just have him come back.
There's also.
Oh, Jenna, somebody already put it up here on the desk for me. It was hiding under a pile of things. All right, so is your client on bond?
Say that again?
Is he on bond?
No, he's in custody, Judge.
All right, so where is he?
He's in the back.
All right, so we'll just wait for them to bring him out.
As an update for the file, we just got word the victims in the new case that we're trying to get hold of are actually children. They're in school, and that's why we
Okay.
haven't been able to get hold of them. So it's gonna have to be until obviously they get out. So that's why if it's okay, it'd be better if we recall this to tomorrow.
No. I'm inclined to recall it.
Thank you.
I just want his client out and we'll discuss. So if you all can confirm, and if you could figure out if that's a good time for the witnesses you have. If y'all have discussed that, and then we'll have your client brought out. All right.
But I also had, like, when he registered that username, it's like. You know what I mean? And so it's got a different
Sure.
username. It's like the date that he registered it in like June. And he has to use like his information. Like that, like you could use the website where you set up a web account. So like, I'm not like a website person. But right, but anyway, I tried to like dumb it down for both of us.
Okay.
So that you can look at something and know where it's going, and then I'll show you on there how you can go to like file app, and it pulls up like a poll where it is in the phone, and it's like you in the phone. You know what I mean? So it's not like in his photo cache. Some of them are, but like where they work. Like,
Yeah.
how it goes. So anyway, I tried to like do like tell you right about Washington.
Hello.
Can I slip this to you?
Sure.
For convenience.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you.
so Monday, time. The only
Yes.
reason I say that.
Yes.
is because it's
And so we'll have him back as soon as he's finished.
All right.
Hi.
To school with Judge Bob.
Ah,
Took her next door.
oh, okay, awesome. Hi, guys.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing well. Can I approach real fast?
Yes.
We just wanted to hand this to you. Invite you to our graduation. We have actually there's 2 letters in there for you.
Yeah.
There's 2 graduates.
Aw,
All right, and I'm opening this up without a letter opener. My mom would be very upset.
aw.
I love the letters.
One of them is I was actually very proud of him how well he wrote it. It was very good for him.
It's April 23rd. I'm not gonna be here.
No.
I know, but I'm gonna write them a letter.
Absolutely.
The only reason why I'm not gonna be here is because my mom's birthday
Oh, nice.
is April 22nd. So
Oh.
I spend it with her. But I'm gonna. But this is so awesome. I am definitely gonna write them both a letter back.
Absolutely. Of
But thank you all so much.
course.
No,
Have a good one,
otherwise I
Judge.
would love to be there. If y'all are live streaming it, I will definitely watch.
I'll let you know for sure. I know we've talked about it, and if we
Mhm.
go ahead and get that set up, we'll definitely make sure that you have the link.
Okay,
Thank
awesome.
you,
Thank you.
So always shake signature on.
Oh, that I mean, and this happens sometimes in Judge Boyd's court that either parents of people who screwed up or people who have screwed up in the past, if they fix their life, they go back, they invite her to stuff, they write to her, they just and sometimes they just walk in to say thank you. It's so this is how you know she's a good judge. When even people she actually sentenced to jail or prison, but then when they get their shit together, they go back and thank her. Oh, she's amazing.
Over here on this side.
Are you wanting my input on this? Is that why I'm here?
Let me see.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for being here, Gigi. Always
It's
great.
great. Second chair on this side.
Yes,
Okay.
that's why.
I would probably need more information.
Okay,
What is his proposed, like, what is his proposed route?
all right. Well, I'll set it. Okay, I'll set it for a hearing.
Okay, I think Danny De La Garza was he's not very informed because he sentenced him, but
Okay,
I guess that would just be my only.
okay. All righty, I'll have them set it for hearing. All right, thanks. Have a good one.
Sure.
Have you been able to reach out?
Oh, for tomorrow?
Mhm.
So
So,
never is good.
I mean, is it best to hear it in the morning, in the afternoon? Will you have some information by that time?
Well, the issue is we have to wait until this afternoon, always get a call the victims, just make sure they're okay with that proposed offer, and if it is, I think we can probably just resolve it tomorrow anytime. Should it need to be a contested, I would think it has to be in the afternoon. Even if the children are in school.
All right, so let's do this. We're gonna recall this for tomorrow. And we'll set it at 1:30.
1:30.
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome.
Maybe excuse.
Yes. Vashon? Villarreal, defense, if it is a contested, will you agree to have witnesses by Zoom?
No.
All right. Then,
I don't expect it to be a contested hearing at all. I think we have good agreement and
all right, when I say witnesses by Zoom, I don't mean witnesses that will necessarily prove up the allegations within the motion. I mean probation officer.
probation, that's fine.
All right, so, Vashon, if it turns into a contested, probation can appear by Zoom. But they don't believe it will be a contested.
Yes, I think we have good chance to resolve this tomorrow.
All right,
Yeah, the probation, yeah, definitely. Thank you.
okay, sure. Norma Villarreal, if you can put it on the docket for tomorrow afternoon.
Skipping ahead to. Yeah, this is an ordinary docket day in Judge Boyd's court.
Yes, and let me show you what it is.
Hi, Sasha. Oh, Favorite judges are Judge Simpson and Judge Morgan. Kansas 13th Judicial District. Okay. Does she have a pay channel? Kansas 13th. Ooh. There's a channel for Old Squishy Gardener. Oh, the Court Watch. Yeah, I know about that channel. I know about that channel. Ooh. Just going to show you this. Hold on. This is what he says. Old Squishy Gardener. Got hooked on watching court during the global event. Found Law Talk with Mike's channel. Started giving heads up on interesting cases until I drove him crazy enough to tell me to start the channel. I'm a firm believer in quality over quantity of clips, and I like to take the time to edit them intensely to save you time watching with no annoying pausing and talking, breaking up what you are really watching for. The clips. Dun, dun, dun. I do believe I have, on occasions, maybe a few months ago, I watched some clips from that channel, so I know he doesn't copyright strike or claim stuff. Now, when I did that, I was very careful in choosing stuff that was at least a month old, so I won't infringe on his recent stuff, because once those clips are a month old, very, very few views on stuff that is a month old. So that is what I do and I always tell, I got it from this page. But let's get back to Judge Boyd. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Pink Slime. Thank you. Derek says he's a great judge to the veterans. Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, wow. Oh, sorry.
10:21.
Access, not privileged for that.
Okay, let's see when we get to the next case on the docket.
One, that's it.
There it was.
All right, Patricia Adams, you come forward.
Sprinkles is here saying,
Hello.
hey,
You're-
Nick, you're live. Just stopping by to say, drunk me is buying gifts for sober me. It's the best. Yeah. This Friday, tomorrow, with everything that has been going on in the Karen Reed case and some of the new information regarding the Delphi case, I think that prompts a visit from the Wheel of Regrets. What do you say? Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a Wheel of Regrets stream. I think, and I will invite people to just be with me when we watch stuff from the Delphi case, maybe even the Adelson case, and definitely some stuff from the Karen Reed case.
Attorney is currently in jury trial, so of course he can't be here because he's in a jury trial. So we are going to recall your case. Ms. Ferguson, put this at the end of the month.
So she has to spend more time in jail because her lawyer
All right.
has
So
a
we're gonna
jury
bring you
trial.
back on March 31st. If your attorney wants you back sooner, or if he finishes sooner, he'll have you brought over sooner. Do you have any questions?
I can't just have a court appointed attorney like
He is your court-appointed attorney.
the new one appointed to me today. It's just really trying to get this over and done with because I literally just had a baby and I'm missing too much time with my kids.
No, and the reason being is because, one, that same attorney is granted 10 days to prepare for trial. So if he wants to see you, Norma, what case is he trying?
I have no idea. I can ask.
All right. Let's do this. Put this for the 25th, and we'll see if he's able to come on the 25th. If he's not here on the 25th, because he's still in trial, then he's still in trial. All right, thank you.
Well, Judge Boyd, at least she's trying.
Oh. So what does that mean? All right, Deputy Laura, because then we won't have to bring her back on the 25th if he's able to drop by. Let's wait for him till 11:15.
Yeah, this was the morning docket yesterday. We are
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. All right, and then the last one we have is Favala. What do you all want to do?
Understanding what the court said yesterday.
He's coming right now, Judge. I'm sorry. We don't know.
I just would say that the, the complainant was here at 9 AM because the instructions and my understanding.
I know, and counsel, you know how they say, the people say, I said what I said and I meant what I said, but there are exceptions to everything that's said. And the complainant was here on time.
I understand, Judge, and if I just may, maybe there's a compromise in the way of, since felony drug court is, taking more of an interest in Judge Glenn is more closely.
Mhm.
If this court would consider, leaving it up to Judge Glenn, for him to determine restitution as opposed to this court, I think that court can assume some of the duties, giving permission. And I know it's kind of coming up the works
Do
here.
you mean restitution without having a hearing?
Well, Judge Glenn could have a hearing if you allowed him to have the hearing.
But I mean, you're saying Judge Glenn have the hearing without witnesses?
Or-
Because that's what he would be doing. And if he's going to have hearing without witnesses, I can have them without witnesses if everybody wants to submit me their documentation.
No, I mean, without, and I think if the documentation the state had at this time was either like self-authenticating or like more line of business records, maybe something like that, that's authenticating, I would have an issue with that. It's just this one document is not itemized. It's blurry. I don't know if it's an authentic document. So that's why.
Any objections to the court reviewing the document to see exactly what it is?
No objections to the proceeding.
All right, let me see what the document is.
It's very vague.
Okay. All right, so what I can tell the parties, it appears that there was $14,000, total approximately $14,000. Insurance paid approximately $12,000. So the remaining balance is $2,790. All right, in regards to that, if there is something that shows that these amounts are related to the offense, I believe that would be enough if it's related to this offense.
Right, Judge, and the only thing I've received or have reference to is just this document standing alone. And that's where I'm saying, if there was.
No,
something
I agree.
More proof, yes.
No, I agree
Yeah.
with you, counsel. So State, do you know if there's any information you can get to show that this amount owed is related to this offense?
I can look into that, Judge, and probably issue a subpoena, and I'll call custodian today.
Okay. So it sounds like defense is saying if you have that, because sometimes this could be an amount that's built up over time. Maybe he was here for this or something else. And then the
Yes.
insurance covered this amount, and this 2,700 may not be, the 2,700 that's remaining from the 14,000 may be something that's unassociated with this. So what we need a witness, counsel, if the state is able to give you documentation to show that this amount is associated to this offense?
There's more of an affirmative link, Judge, and some kind of more authentication. I would, leave that to the discretion of the court, obviously, but just bare bones standing alone at this point. I know it's been delayed some time already, and I do understand that he was on, and there might have been some technical issues and people work, so I am cognizant of that, Judge. So I think with the court's guidance as stated today that we can move towards it. But I'm just looking to hopefully just resolve this issue and then move on to some other clients.
Okay. All right. So State, if you're able to get that information, I know it takes some time to get that information. So if you all tell me what time frame you're wanting now, since the defense is saying if you provide this documentation, I can review it and make a decision on whether or not this is restitution that should be owed by the defendant or not. Then we won't need to have specific witnesses here. Your client can be here, of course, and then the court can make a decision.
Yes, Judge, I would request 2 weeks just because I've been really just on just volunteering, getting to know how to do this, and so I will do that tomorrow with my advocate, so she can't make today, but she can do it tomorrow. And I'll call over there and let them know that it needs to be a priority to them.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Ferguson, on this case, for restitution, can you give me a setting in 1 month and state if you have it before that time period, then we'll take care of it before that time period.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll be around, Judge.
Yes, I know you will. What date?
Let me verify that. It's just I'm gonna have vacation in May, and I think that that PGA golf tournament I'm gonna go to is during that time.
Look at him going to the golf
I had to
tournament.
go at least to one major, Judge.
Yeah.
I'm the big advocate. It's gonna be in May. Can we do possibly the first week of May? I think it's May 5th through the 9th.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good.
All right. So May 5th.
Thank you, Demali. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. He hasn't, he's logged in, but the jail does not have him actually in a seat here. So if you let them know at the jail.
You want him logged in or you want me to tell him to send it back?
Oh, they can send him back. And counsel, do you want your client by Zoom or in person?
I think in person, Judge, because just to alleviate maybe some issues with technology.
All
And
right.
he is released out on bond. He knows to show up here.
All right. Thank you. All right. Patricia Adams.
She's right there, Judge. and
Yes.
We have an agreement.
Okay.
We're working on paperwork. We'd like to get it done today so we can get her out of jail.
All right. Then let's, all right. Thank you. Here. So has your jury selection started?
But it's delayed in an hour, so I was like, let me run over to the 187th.
Okay,
So then
awesome.
Work on Ms. Adams.
Again, once we are done here in about half an hour, I will send you over to Defense Diaries podcast, because they are having hold on. They are having an Delphi special with Andrea Burkhart, who you know, and Stacey Eldridge, who was the digital forensics expert for Rick Allen's defense team. I will not miss it. And so that is why I will not go longer than 6 p.m. Then I will send you all over to that one. Skip to the next. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go.
Doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I have a client who's
Wait,
not
okay,
doing so
just
good.
okay.
Well, I'm doing better than your prosecutor who's doing not as good as usual. He's been better, which implies I thought that he's not doing okay. He says, no, not necessarily. I guess sometimes he's doing fantastic. Now he's doing pretty good.
Okay.
And this is not fantastic. It's not bad. I could be better. I could be worse.
Okay.
Oh, see,
I'm doing okay.
you know what? I say just keep it at this level.
I'm okay with that.
Then you won't get the bumps and the
Oh, I've
bruises.
had some bumps. Yeah.
What
I've
can I,
been low.
what can I say? I'm a man of peaks and valleys.
See, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So, on to what we're doing here. And first of all, let me tell you, Gabriel Diaz, he failed to appear, and so he's got bond forfeitures. He's remanded without bond. He's now in custody in Medina County because he also failed to appear there in Medina County.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if you will agree to set bonds on these cases. Since he is in custody, he's just not in custody.
All right. So you need to talk with the coordinator to have her schedule a Zoom because I require
okay.
that they are present.
Okay.
Or you can see if Judge Nahara will hear it.
Either way. Oh, there is a PF case, a pre-file case. Would you be able to set it on? Because of course it's going to wind up here. Would you be able to set it on this?
Yes. I'm going to speak to Ms. Ferguson about having him appear by Zoom.
I'll do that.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Great to see you.
You too. Long time no see.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello, Miss Ferguson. How are you? You're okay.
Yeah, this kind of back and forth, not unusual in courts. Not unusual. Okay, skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead. Let's see when. Ah, here she is again.
Get out of town.
Oh.
And the
Let's see here.
Sean,
Here we go again.
Sean, I am on the last episode of Wild Cards. And I'm disappointed because it's the last episode.
What?
Wild Cards. My mom said I should watch it. She said it was very good. It is very good. So it's on Prime, the first season. And then the second season, I think, is on the CW. So I love the series where they have the banter the way they had in the movies. And, you know, the 40s where they would go back and forth with their bantering. So it has that, but it has mystery in it as well. Get out of town. I didn't know that. See that, Michelle, I saw the smile on your face. Did you look at he said they do have a scene where he's surfing. Yeah. But I think there was a Handmaid's Tale that was before that one with Jeremy Irons, I think was in it. Am I right on that? I don't know. But I haven't watched the series. Everyone tells me the series is good.
Yes. With all these shows that are, I have a lot of shows that are trending.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
they have waited so long in between seasons. Like Handmaid's Tale, the last season it came out almost 2 years ago.
They would do that with Outlander.
Oh, I know.
And how I got involved in watching Outlander, I went to speak to some students at a library. And for speaking there, they gave me a book. I'm like, oh, thank you. I love books. And I didn't realize until this series came out that it was based upon those books. I'm like, wow. The books are much better than the series, but that's usually always the case. But I will tell you tonight, my plan is to rewatch American Dreamer with Beth Williams and Tom Conti. That movie is so awesome. Have you?
Williams, is that what you said?
Yes. And,
Fantastic.
okay. Have you ever seen American Dreamer? Oh my gosh, you gotta watch it. Mhm. No. That's not the American Dreamer. It's a different one. This American Dreamer is probably from the late 80s. In it, Michael, Joe Beth Williams' character, she ends up having a head injury. And so she thinks she's a character in the book, but it is awesome. It's funny. It's great. There's a scene in it where this lady said her husband chained himself to a tree in a lightning storm and dared the lightning to strike him. So she was trying to tell her son, so, being wild and free, that's not, that's not a problem.
Oh, that's what you said. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now that one's more glamorous.
Mhm. All right. And they are having an Easter egg hunt at Woodlake Park on April 5th, beginning at 10:30. Now they say the age groups are 1 to 12. I'm going to go out there and say that I thought this was a suggestion.
I think that would be welcome.
Yes. My mom would always be with us and we'd paint the eggs. And then the youngest children, she would always pick them up and say, do you see something right there? And it's like, yes. And it never would fail. We would always miss an egg. And then a year later, you're like, oh, this is an egg. But you would always start out trying to do great eggs. I don't know, do they still have that carton where you can scratch designs on your eggs as well as dye them? We would do that. And then when you got tired and it got to the end, you said, let's mix a bunch of colors together and see what happens. Those were the days.
And it all turns brown.
Yes. We need to do an Easter egg hunt for the courtroom.
Every time my great grandson plays with his Play-Doh, he starts mixing them all together. And I used to be a hairdresser, so I know everything turns brown. I think it's all primary color. I'm like, don't mix them. It's just going to be lucky brown.
Yes. So y'all ready on this plea? Oh, you all are doing the paperwork. Okay. Oh, no, I was just wondering.
I don't know if last year's eggs in your hunt is a good idea because whatever was in it might not be good anymore.
Offense. Clerk informed me that because only the count 2 offense was listed.
Yes.
That they cannot dismiss the count 1. So
Okay.
Mr. Mauer, if he's all right with me adding the count 1, he said yes.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, awesome.
Second for Mr. McKinney is 012200.
Mhm.
My preference is to finish going through his jail calls, since there are 117 of them. However, Mr. Mauer's preference is to get this done as quickly as possible. I believe that Officer Ramos will be available tomorrow. Relatively easy to get a fingerprint examined.
Okay. All right, so we can do jury selection today.
1:30.
Yes, 1:30.
And what time would we begin testimony on Thursday?
1:30.
1:30. All right.
All right, but just so, yes,
Majors, you know,
let's have 70 come up.
70.
Yes.
You were about to say that?
No, we'll have 70 come up and check to see if your client is here, because I know he'll still need to do everything that he needs to have done with as far as his medication is.
Yeah,
He's not here.
Okay.
I'll just have to do the, election for punishment form.
Okay. All right, and then for voir dire, 15 minutes each.
I mean, well,
You all know the reason why I'm saying that is because he has the medical appointments that he has to go to, and we need to have him there at a certain time period.
and the MAC asked why I have to submit 2 vouchers.
Yes, I will sign them.
Nine 40 p.m. where Derek is. It is 10:40 p.m. where I am. And again, I'm going to send you over to Defense Diaries podcast because they are having
Yes, have a good one. All right, thank you.
a Delphi case breakdown with Andrea Burkhart and Stacey Eldridge, who was the digital forensics expert for the defense in the Rick Allen trial.
And when everybody comes back tomorrow, I'm going to expect a book report on American Dreamer starring Joe Bethlehem.
Hello, Mr. Jingles.
With the people who murdered Caesar to this day.
Well, yes.
Okay. I love the salad there.
Oh gosh, they have flowers laid for him, and people will come up and give him flowers, but the other people, no.
Now, there's one of the things to discuss.
Yeah.
And that is redactions.
Perfect.
The sections muted where they are.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's actually, that's very functional.
All right, so after we do this plea, then we can take our recess and we'll come back for jury selection at 1. And Norma, if you'll have them to tell the jurors to be up here at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let me call you right back.
Yeah, the other case is the 12200, right? Is the one we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
And I'm doing that so that we can get him back in time for his medical treatment.
The search of his pockets begins at the 6-minute one.
Okay.
But you don't actually see any drugs come out of his pockets. Okay, so just cut off the video at the 6-minute one.
That's right.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Sure.
Muted.
Well, that's
Twenty-seven.
included. Okay, so it should be $5 million.
Do I miss the YSL trial?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, that should be 5%.
Well, in some aspects, I do. I knew what I was going to do for day by day. I knew it was going to be an absolute fusterclock. I knew that Miss Love would show up, and once she opened her mouth, she would be lying. It was stable, but I took 2 years from when I started covering that case until it was over. And folks, YSL trial part 2 starts soon. Yeah. The remaining 3 defendants, it will start soon. And that is why you see me doing a lot of different stuff. Some days I will put up a few videos, or some days I don't have anything to put up. But I need to recover. And then once YSL trial part 2 starts, I'm there again. Daily streams. From dusk to dawn, more or less.
Okay, I'm gonna just leave my
Yes.
stuff here.
And if you want, you can put it up here.
Okay.
Judge, they
Yes.
said that they usually send the jurors for lunch between 12 and 1. You want them just to report up here or report
Yes.
downstairs first
Yes.
and then bring them up?
Report up here at 1.
Report up here.
Yes.
They're gonna need the paperwork early.
All right, thank you.
Make sure I get credit for 2 trials the next time I come back.
Okay, I will.
What's some extra credit?
Thank you. She said that you can just let them know to report up here. Thank you so much.
And then we can take an early lunch break. Yes.
I ask what happened to the TV news over here, because I think that there was a device that a former prosecutor had left on it that we're trying to.
Oh, Deputy Laura would know. I have no idea about where equipment goes.
With what?
Know where the TV was pointed to.
What do you need a TV for?
Ray. But just. Located.
It was IT took it. Yeah, IT was the one that came in, they fixed it last week. And they fixed everything and they took it.
Okay. And now
Court is
back with the lady in yellow because her lawyer just
All right,
showed up.
court is calling 2025. Where's, CR 001442, State versus Patricia Adams. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Michael DeLeon from Ms. Adams.
And are you Patricia Adams?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Adams, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family, household, or member with a previous assault conviction? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you were giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Sure.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Ms. Adams, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. This can't be correct. I've heard through sources in media that women don't do violence at their home. Folks, that we've heard it, right? We heard it about Amber Heard. We are hearing it stuff about Blake Lively, and women don't do this, do they?
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Sir.
Defense, is that the plea?
That's correct. Your
State,
Honor.
is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No motions, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years, 150 hours of community service restitution, the HMAC, and TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? All right, what is HMAC?
Hostility management area control.
All right, people love their acronyms, right?
In speaking with probation, I probably should have spelled it out.
No. I always like to know.
I didn't know what it was either, Your Honor.
Okay.
If we want to go off record real quick, I can probably.
I'm sorry?
If we want to go off record real quick, I can probably explain what it is to answer.
Oh, no, I know what the anger and hostility course is. I just didn't know those were that was the acronym.
Okay.
So, all right. My motto is always, if you don't know something, ask. I always tell my students, What's a dumb question is not asking, is the unasked question. Everything else, we're finding out information. So I've learned something new today. All right, so to the offenses charge, how do you plea?
No contest.
All right, state any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state offers into evidence State's Exhibit 1 with all attachments.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, and state, have you spoken with the complainant?
We've attempted to, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep.
And state, you can be excused. This is the last case we have for.
Yeah, as Matt says, deferred education is like suspended sentence. Yeah. So she's going right into probation and she has to take all these courses to learn how to do not start hurting people when you're upset.
Today. All right, thank you. All right, did you review the document entitled waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call them the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor. I do have one ask.
Yes.
Ms. Adams is in yellow because she recently had a baby a month ago at the jail. So she's currently not working right now. We were wondering if the court would be consider probating any of that fine, $1,500. That was my big ask because she's getting back on her feet as far as, when she's out. And we're asking the court to grant her application for deferred and to allow her to do the TAP evaluation outside of jail.
All right, I'll probate the entire fine. So here's my question. I read this police report. Why are you hitting on your mom?
Your Honor, it was honestly, she assaulted my dad and I kind of acted on fear, heard my dad screaming, so that's the reason why I kind of assaulted my mom.
Well, that's not kind of, and it doesn't mention that in here. And what, your father, is that Mr. Adams?
Yes.
All right, that's not what he says in this police report.
Well, that's what happened in the true situation.
Why you?
Yeah, sometimes in police reports, once the police shows up, in this case, you have apparently, allegedly, her mother is a violent person, allegedly. Her dad is probably scared shitless of her. So when the cops show up, no, it was all her. But Judge Boyd has to go by, because now the defendant has acknowledged the charges. If she wants to tell another story, she should have gone to trial. But here we are.
You're living with them.
At the time I was staying with them because my dad had lost his Social Security and my mom was the only one that had Social Security, and I was trying to be my dad's provider. So that was that situation, and money became an argument in that.
No, that's not what she's saying. She's saying you wanted to lay in bed with her, and she said no.
Your Honor, I have my own air mattress. I didn't have to lay with my mom.
So, I mean, do you want a jury trial? Because it's sounding like counsel, she's saying none of this is true, because in the report, it says that your mother had a swollen, busted, and bloody lip, that the officer immediately noticed it. She declined medical attention, and she stated that you had been staying at the motel with them. Victim states that you and her do not get along. It says that you went to lay in the same bed as the victim, and the victim told you to get up and move, and that caused an argument. Victim stated that she attempted to leave the location multiple times, but the suspect, that's you, was not allowing her to walk out the room. Suspect pushed victim multiple times away from the door, then punched her in the face one time with a closed fist. Suspect then grabs the witness's cell phone from the bed and fled the location. Witness 1 witnessed the assault and stated that suspect did push the victim and punch her in the face. Witness is disabled and bedridden. Victim provided information on suspect, and after running her information through CAD, it was determined she had a prior conviction of family violence. Then, are you saying that you didn't take your father's cell phone?
It was mine, and I had literally just got paid that day, so that's the only reason why I took my phone back.
All right, they're saying it's his phone because they said, I contacted the suspect over the phone with the phone number provided that was witness's cell phone. And it says, you state, I'm not coming back to the location, and I did not assault the victim. And it says in here that you told them that the victim purposely hit herself to make it look like she was assaulted. And now you're telling me something different.
I didn't call on saying that she hit herself. I admitted to the police officer on the phone that I did assault.
No, that's not what this says, unless you're telling me the police officer just like, let me make something up in this story and put in here that she said she never hit her and that the victim hit themselves.
Judge, I've had extensive conversations with Ms. Adams about the particular situation. And while there's some dispute about the factual situation, overall, what it boils down to, and Ms. Adams agrees, is that she did hit her mother. That did occur. Circumstances around it are a little fluid, but overall, she does want the court to proceed with deferred adjudication. And she believes she can be quite successful on deferred.
How old is your mother?
She was born in 75.
All right, how old are you?
25.
You shouldn't be hitting on your parents. You shouldn't be hitting on anyone. And honestly, because you have a previous conviction for assault, I don't even know why you should be trusted around children, honestly, because it appears that you have a temper. And that hasn't been sufficiently addressed because you're here for another assault. And it's another family assault.
Oopsie.
State you wanted to add something because you came up?
I did want to add that we're just requesting that the evaluation is recommended by the state be actually done in custody.
Okay. All right.
Well, neither of us were there, so it's really hard to say what actually happened. But do these situations happen when the actual victim of a crime retracts and lies for their spouse who is, yeah, it happens a lot. But we weren't there. We weren't there.
Is there anything else?
Judge, we would just ask to have the evaluation done out of custody.
All right. When's the last time you had employment?
During my friend's, well, around this time, the incident,
Doing what?
my father's providing bill. It was for women.
All right, I can tell you right now, I don't allow people to be home health care providers for family members.
Well, I was looking for employment at fast food.
Well, no. We start with what were you doing? And you said you were doing home health care providing work for your father. I don't allow this in this court. And to me, the home health care business is becoming akin to when we first started practicing, everybody was working at West Telemarketing. Now, home health care provider is West Telemarketing for felons. I don't allow people who are on felony probation to be home health care providers. They need to get a job. And home health care providers need to quit just looking at the bottom dollar where they're making a lot of money. Then they just hire random people to come in and watch people. Oh, you know, you can watch them and we'll pay you $10 an hour. And then other things ended up happening. There's no way you should be in charge of caring for anybody because you have a temper that you cannot control. And how many children do you have?
Three living children.
I'm sorry?
3 living children.
All right. And what are their ages?
I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year, well, a 1-year-old, and then a 1-month-old.
And who are they with now?
Right now they're with dad's custody.
All right. What does that mean they're in dad's custody? Was there a hearing? He has legal custody, or you're just like, hey, I'm going to jail. Here you go.
Well, he's on the birth certificate and I'm incarcerated. So they stay with him and his mom due to my living situation with my mom.
All right. So that tells me that the grandmother is taking care of these children. I don't know why people continue to have children and then they want somebody else to take care of them. But I guarantee you, when these children graduate, when these children ended up being famous for whatever they've done, the parents who did not really care for them, they're going to be telling everybody on the planet, that's my baby. And you know what? Those children should say, no, I'm not. You didn't raise me. So in this court, you're not going to be allowed to be a home health care provider. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. Affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Norma Casillas, Cassallas, and
Yeah, she's going to jail, but the prison sentence is adjudicated.
Tory, Tory, Adams.
Because Judge Boyd here could just say, yeah, you know what? You're going to prison. She could do that. But she, in all of this, she's still giving this woman a break. And I don't know the facts. I don't know the facts.
There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And there's to be no employment in the healthcare field at all. So these schools where people go to and they're there for 3 months and they learn how to take blood, not allowed. You understand? There's going to be 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's complete, 50 hours will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
I got my GD.
All right. What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Honestly, working and taking care of my kids.
All right. I'm going to order, if she completes trade school, 100 hours to be deducted. I'm not requiring you to get a trade school certification, but if you do, 100 hours will be deducted. Otherwise, you're going to be picking up trash off the side of the road in the heat of San Antonio. HMAC, the Batter's Intervention Program, TAP evaluation in custody, follow Rex, Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, and regular random UAs. Probation, is there anything else?
Judge, I just wanted to, the hostility management aggression control course. It is a form of the VIPP course.
Mhm.
Both of them do have a good amount for
Which do you think would be most appropriate for her?
the hostility management aggression control.
All right, so then I will not order the BIPP. Probation, is there anything else?
No.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? No. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Beating up your parent, never a good thing. If you feel as though your parent has not been the best of parents to you, you're an adult. That means that, you know what, mom, dad, you were not a parent to me. So I'm no longer going to have any contact with you. But to fight with your parent, that's a no-no. Think about it. What if one of your children were to start beating you up? It's not a good thing. You need to watch the movie called Imitation of Life. It's not so much about her being physically abusive to her mom, but she was emotionally abusive to her mom. Then when her mom dies, guess what? She is running down the street, crying, telling everybody who will listen, that's her mom. We only have our parents for a small window on this planet. And trust me, if your parents are here till they're 100, it's still never enough time. So you're going to have to change your ways. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Before they both leave.
Yes. Yes.
One, sir. One.
And that was the end of that day or that morning. Folks, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for allowing me to do this. I'm still recovering from pneumonia and everything, so I know I'm not as active as I normally are, but I will get there. I will get there. Hang in there. And hit the like button. Hit the subscription button if you haven't. And if also, check if you're still subscribed. Because sometimes YouTube just removes guys. But thank you here on YouTube. Thank you over at X. Thank you. I'm going to send you all over to Defense Diaries podcast now for their Delphi case special. Ooh, I almost forgot. Thank you to Dave for your $20. Thank you to DSN for $5. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, now I'm done. See you over there. Have a good one. And see you tomorrow on Wheel of Regrets. All right. Oh, Mr. Jingles. Yeah. Mr. Jingles is here. And he also says, get back here tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.